How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Cracked Open Games and Toys. Today we're starting a new series on the channel called Artifacts of Cybertron, where we're going to look at some of my older figures in my collection, including G1 Megatron here. This is actually the Encore edition. This came out around 2007, 2008, I believe. And yeah, mine is open. I got the stickers applied and everything, so you can see that there. But it's still in pretty good shape for what it is, being about, you know, almost, man, it's crazy that this reissue is almost 20 years old now. But this is actually the only G1 Megatron I own in my collection. I remember seeing the original one when I was probably about 5 or 6 years old at a Kmart, and my parents decided that it was just way too realistic of a gun mode to pick up, so they passed on it that day. But yeah, I got one some, 20 years later when this reissue came out. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at the packaging, any pack-ins and accessories, the figure itself, transformation, and then some final thoughts on this guy. So yeah, as far as the packaging goes, this is going to be a little bit too big to do the turntable in my light box, so I'll just do it by hand here. There is the front of the box, top, side. There's a quick transformation guide on the bottom, and then the other side. And there is the back of the box with that amazing G1 artwork. Love it. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. And yeah, this has already been opened previously. You can see I got the stickers and stuff on it there. Actually, I haven't checked on this guy in a while, so I'm not even sure what he goes for anymore. But, it's G1 Megatron, so I can only assume that he's up there. Alright, we got this booklet here. Here are the stickers. I'll show the sticker sheet too that's already been applied, but so you guys get a better look at that. Alright, here's what he comes with. There is the applied sticker sheet. Here is the manual, and we'll go into depth in that in a bit. There's I can't read Japanese, but here's a little pack-in. Not exactly sure what this is for, but just single-sided there. And here is his card. And it's not like a heavy, I know some of the third-party stuff, and I think some of the MP releases got into, actually printing like credit card thickness cards for the toys and everything, but this is kind of just like a baseball card thickness. Alright, so in this tray, it's going to have a top layer there, and then another little layer on top of that. And it kind of looks like he's yellowed over time. Can't really be too sure though. Maybe my eyes are bad or something, but man, that looks a little, it's like all these gray pieces here seem to have the same tone. It's like a almost this yellowish tone of plastic there, but maybe that's how it was originally. I don't remember, but yeah, it's all this plastic here that has that similar tone to it. All the chrome still looks awesome. I think I've only taken this guy out one time before when I initially got him, just to apply the stickers and stuff. So yeah, he still looks great. And then to get a bunch of accessories with him too. And I didn't punch out any of these bullets or anything, so those are all in there. You get the sword. And there's the silencer part, as well as the stock and the scope. And we'll take a look at all these accessories individually as well once I get them out of the package here. Alright guys, so as far as what you can do with the accessories here in gun mode, let's just get this out of the way before we transform him so I can show you this. The barrel silencer part, whatever you want to call it, just slides into the front. Oh, maybe that's on upside down. Yeah, there it is. The front of the gun, just like that. The scope has this little sliding mechanism here, and you're just going to align the slots on that. And it is a little tricky to get on there aligned properly, but once you got it, then it's latched on and just lock that guy in place. And the last part is the stock, and that is just going to slide in to this bottom part of the gun handle here. And this thing gets kind of massive when it's in, these other accessories out of here, when it's in the fully assembled gun mode. Let me pull my camera back a little bit so it can fit in there. But there you go. It's a good look at the gun mode there with all the accessories and everything on. It's crazy how it just goes from that little pistol mode to, you know, including if you put all these other attachments on it, it gets, you know, quite large with all those extra accessories on there. But yeah, anyway, I really dig it. And I'll just do a little pan around here, since there's no way this is going to fit into the turntable. So just to show you guys how that all looks in the assembled, fully assembled gun mode. Yeah, really cool on alt mode. It's unfortunately that the robot mode is where this thing kind of suffers, but oh yeah, he's also got the rub symbol over here too, and I believe these definitely still work. The heat activated. So cool. All right, next we'll take a look at the instruction manual, and then we'll do the transformation and go into robot mode. All right, as always, here's a digital copy of the instructions for you, and since they're all in Japanese, we're just going to take a quick look at them. The cool thing about G1 stuff is it's pretty easy to transform, so think about 10 steps, 9 steps for this guy, with the included accessories and everything, probably a couple more steps in there. But yeah, G1 stuff it's the awesome thing about it. Not very fiddly, not too much craziness to it, pretty straightforward and pretty simple and satisfying. So there you go for the instructions. Nothing on the back of these guys, I don't think. Nope. All right, next we'll take a look at the transformation. All right, guys, let's get started with the transformation. This guy's pretty simple, so first thing you're going to want to do is extend the legs, and then we are going to open these up from the sides and kind of move them forward just a little bit. Get them out of the way. This whole back assembly here with the hammer is going to open up, and then just pull that down a little bit. We're going to open up this back piece, and then yeah, you can just kind of move those down out of the way as well. Let's come around to the front of the figure. For this step here, you have to pull up on this section here, this chrome section here, just a little bit, and then spin that around. It just enables it to turn. Now with the barrel section here, there is a peg that sits right on top into this section here. So we have to lift up on this chrome section a little bit to untab that, and we're going to swing it out and around. This whole back assembly, then we can then move up and just kind of angle the arms out of the way while you're doing that, and it will go down right behind this whole centerpiece, and you can move the head down too while you're doing that. Next, the arms can extend, and then there are little slots on the insides of the arms. Get better focus there, and you just slide these forward, including the middle part as well. Same thing on the other side. Just extend that, and then come into the inside to push out those fists. And lastly, we're just going to kind of angle those legs forward just a little bit and slide out the feet. And then our Megatron is good to go. And yeah, let's check him out with a few of the accessories. Most iconic, of course, is going to be that fusion cannon. We'll just go ahead and plug that in. Slide that in on the side here. Boom. And I actually didn't know that this sword was exclusive to the reissue and the Japanese release, so that's pretty cool. But this just has a peg on it, and you can go ahead and just peg that to the inside of either of the arms. So, and then for the gun, if you wish to have that on there, pop this guy off for a second. This little chrome gun, it's pretty sweet. And that is just going to slide over his fist. So if you'd like him to have that gun instead, there you go. And one of the last accessories we'll check out for him is the combined mode for all his gun accessory parts. And we start by taking the barrel and plugging this other piece into it here. Then we're going to take the scope and slide that on top. The back of this piece here can then, there's little tabs there you can pull out, and we're just going to pull out the handles on that. And then this circle piece here attaches underneath. And then we're going to take this stand piece and we're going to actually push down on these two parts here, and we're going to splay it out so it has some room to stand there. So if you do that, it'll create that little V-shaped stand. And then this guy has a port underneath it that just flips down, and we'll go ahead and place that into the gun and create this massive gun accessory for Megatron. Isn't that ridiculous? But still pretty cool that he's got a massive weapon he can use. It's also part of him. We'll take a 360 look at this guy on the turntable next and come back with some comparisons and final thoughts. Alright, and just so you guys can see how he stacks up to some more modern stuff, here he is with Commander Class Optimus. And his buddy, Leader Class Soundwave. So yeah, I think we said, I can't remember what Soundwave comes in it, but from toe to head on Megatron, we are looking at right at 6 inches there. And yeah, I think Soundwave was, what did we say he was at? Just about 7. So that's what you're looking at there as far as height's concerned. I'm just realizing I didn't take a look at articulation, so we'll do that really quick, but it's super, super limited. That's why I guess in my mind, I had skipped it over. Okay, he does have a full 360 at the shoulder, like that. And let's see if the other side can do it too. Yep. There is no articulation at the wrist. No articulation at the elbows. Let's check out the legs. There is no articulation there either. This thing is just a brick. And yeah, because of it all locking together again, not going to get anything at the waist either. So you do have arm articulation, if that's your thing. So that's what we're looking at with G1 Megatron there. We'll be back with some final thoughts. Alright guys, let's talk about some final thoughts on G1 Megatron. You are basically, if you decide to pick this guy up, you are basically getting for his shelf presence and nothing else. He's iconic. He is that G1 Megatron that we all know and love. And when you transform him into the robot mode, he is nothing that we know and love, except if you had nostalgia for this guy as a kid. I did, because I never had it, so I still love this guy, even though he is just a brick, as is most G1. But in gun mode, in package and everything, he still looks fantastic. He commands that presence. He is awesome and amazing. Probably just not the best to display in robot mode. I would go ahead and put him in his gun mode package. I would suggest maybe going with a masterpiece or third party if you actually wanted like a really, really solid Megatron in your collection. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking this one out. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these artifacts of Cybertron, some of these older G1 reissues, and some older Transformers lines I'm going to be doing in that. So definitely leave me some feedback. Let me know how you like this video. Remember to like and share. Leave a comment below if you have any questions on anything, and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you enjoy these type of videos, please check out the channel and consider subscribing. Anyways, guys, until the next one, take care and have fun.